I am continuing the factors affecting on the SSD. What do you mean by SSD? Stopping side distance. First condition is total reaction time for a driver. If the driver is moving a vehicle on a top speed, after the seeing any obstacle, how much reaction time should be adopted, and how on what distance or on what travel the driver can control the vehicle, that will be comes under the first condition. Next one is speed of the vehicle. As we know, if the vehicle is moving on a larger speed or a top speed, then he can control the vehicle, or compared to the lesser speed of vehicle, that cannot be so easy. So in such cases, the stopping side distance should be more for a only speed of the vehicles. In case of the expressways, the automatically the speed will be more than 100 km per hour. In such cases, we should give the stopping side distance. That's why in an expressway, almost they are providing on a straight line. If it is provided in a like this in a curve area, he cannot supposed to go on a more speed in these curve areas. That's why the ways are called as an expressway. If it is a 2 lane, 3 lane, or 6 lane, these are called as an expressway. Next one is efficiency of the brakes. The next most more important step is efficiency of the, because this again depend on, if we are providing a more safer SSD and we have provided the lesser speed of the vehicle, if the efficiency of the brake is not up to the mark, then what is the use of providing the stopping side distance? We are going at a slower speed. Okay, we are going at a slower speed, and the stopping side distance is already also enough for the stop the vehicle, but the efficiency of the brake is not important. If the brakes are not working, or if the efficiency of the brake is not so good, then the stopping side distance also affects. Next, frictional resistance between the road type. In the next module, we will see the types of the road pavements. One is the flexible and rigid, second one is the rigid. This has nothing but a bitumen example, and for this example, concrete. And we know already, on the concrete road the accidents will be more. For concrete, accident will be more. On tar or bitumen, accidents will be less compared to some conditions, because the frictional resistance between the road and the tire, obviously the tires are made up of the rubber. The frictional resistance between the rubber and the bitumen is very less comparing to the rubber and the concrete, nothing but rigid pavements. Next one is gradient of the road. Assume the road is provided on a lesser gradient in one condition. In another condition, the road is provided a very steeper gradient. We can expect accidents here more and accident here less comparing to the case 2 and case 1. And the case 1 is nothing but a very slow gradient, nothing but a, here we are not considering any sharp gradient, here we are considering a very sharp gradients. Let us see one by one briefly. First one, total time of a driver. This total time of the driver dependent on, totally there are two conditions. First one is nothing but a perception time, and second is the brake reaction. Assume a vehicle is moving here, automatically an obstacle, nothing but you can call as a road humps, after seeing by the driver, the distance between the obstacle as well as the vehicle, and the most foremost step is perception time. How much time should be required to the comes into the object nearer to the driver, and the second one is brake reaction time. After the application of the brake, how much time should be fixed for the applying of the brakes. In the first step, we can see it is the time for the instant object comes on the lane of the sight of the driver instantly. When the driver see the obstacle, automatically he should apply the brake. When what time he will see the object, that time will be called as a perception time. After realizing that is the object, we should apply the brakes, that time is called as an brake reaction time. That is all comes under 4 points, that is PIEV theory. We can call it as an PIEV theory. First one is a perception, perception. Second one is the I, intellection. Next one is the emotion. V is the volition. Nothing but this all four comes under a single category, nothing but a single theory. Means the ultimately motto of this theory is the driver should control the vehicle without any collision and without any damages, and he should be safely. First one in the theory, perception. Perception is nothing but seeing the object, that is known as an perception, seeing the object. Next one is intellection. This will be dependent on the mindset of the driver. Intellection, after seeing the object, that will comes under the intellection, that how much quantity of the brake should be applied, how much time should be required, and how much distance is required, that all comes under the mind in the driver mind, that is called as an intellection. And after the second one, emotion. Usually in the accidents we can see the drivers will be gets panic because of the sudden instant will be done over the driver's mindset. That emotion should be controlled. Automatically, if he sees any object, he cannot supposed to accelerate the vehicles, or he cannot blindly applying the brakes. That all comes under the emotion. And the last one is volition. After the perception, intellection, emotion, and the last one is perception, intellection, emotion, and the last one is volition. In the first step, perception, as we already told, it is the time required to sense the driver or eyes or by the ears. In some cases we can, in the daytime, if he cannot supposed to see the due to the mirroring of the images, in some cases he can see the, or he cannot see the object, he can hear some sounds or some images. But in the night time, automatically, which depends on only eyes. And the second step is intellection. It is the time required to understanding the situation. After sees any object, how much he should think about the time and distance, as well as the stopping side distance. Next one is the emotion. As already told, the driver will be gets into a panic condition. It is the time elapsed during the emotion and sensation. After seeing the object, he should control the vehicle without undergoing any emotion of the seizing superstition. And the last step is volition. It is the time taken for the final action. This whole comes under the seconds of 0.5 to 4 seconds. Assume these all four steps should be done in within a short time, nothing but 0.5 to 4 seconds. Next, analysis of SSD. We have discussed about the stopping side distance. Now analyzing the SSD. What are the conditions, what are the criteria, or what are the conditions should be analyzed? First condition, analysis of SSD. In this analysis of SSD, first one, lag distance. What do you mean by lag distance? Assume our vehicle is this one, and we have seen a one more obstacle, nothing but one more vehicle. After seeing the vehicle, we should apply the brake. That distance is known as an S, and the sighting distance is known as a stopping sight distance. It is the distance of the vehicle traveled during the reaction. From here to here, the vehicle should be traveled during the reaction time. That distance is known as an lag distance. If V is the nothing but velocity, meter per second, usually expressed in terms of meter per second, or the in the design cases we are considering it as an design speed, kilometer per hour, meter per second, all are same. V will be treated as a design speed in meter per second, and T is the total time taken from here to here. Distance is S, V is the speed, and t is the time. Let us see one by one. The lag distance is expressed v into t meters, where v will be velocity or design speed and t is taken as a 2.5 seconds based on the table. There is a one table, later we will discuss with the table. The lag distance will be 0.278 into v into t. The how we have taken 0.278 here, one table is there, later we will go through the table. V will be 0.278 v into t, where v will be kilometer per hour, t will be time taken for the lag distance. Next one is the braking distance. It is the distance traveled by the vehicle after the application of the brake. After seeing the vehicle, we will apply the brake. Na? What distance will be taken and how much time is taken after the application of the brake. Obviously, after the application of brake, we can see on the road that skidding will be happened in some areas. We can see that that can be expressed by, in the next figure we will see, that can be expressed by v square divided by 2 into g into f. Braking distance, totally two distance. First one is the lag distance, second one is the braking distance, that is v square divided by 2 into g into f. So the total distance, stopping side distance, is called written as SSD is equals to lag distance plus braking distance. That is, see here, lag distance will be 0.278, braking distance will be v square divided by 2gf. By adding both these, 0.278 v into t plus v square divided by 254 into f. So here this table is given for coefficient of longitudinal friction. This we can see by the textbook or Kadiali or any, you can refer any one textbook. This table will be given. For extra information you can see just to and Kannada textbook. Here the speed of the vehicle is given 30, 40, 50, 60 as well as more than 80, and it is fixed up. For 30 km speed, longitudinal coefficient will be 0.4. When the speed goes on increasing, the longitudinal coefficient of the friction will be decreasing. As we told in the previous, two-way traffic signal lane road, stopping side distance will be 2 into SST for the design purpose. In one-way traffic signal, so stopping side distance will be equal to SST. If it is a two-way, 2 into SST. If it is a three-way, 3 into SST. These are the some examples. We can try and send the answers for taken as an for assignments I have given in the PPT. After this video lecturing, I will share the notes. You just go through this. Next, overtaking side distance. One is SSD, stopping side distance is over. Next, we are continuing the overtaking side distance. What do you mean by overtaking side distance? Again, I will show with the example. We are moving at a more speed compared to the in front of a vehicle. In front of our vehicle, this vehicle is moving around a 40 km per hour and our vehicle is moving around 80 km, twice the speed. For this purpose, overtaking side distance should be provided, because we in the commercial goods vehicles usually that moves on a lesser velocity, a lesser speed. For overtake that speed, we need a overtaking side distance. Wait for a minute. This overtaking side distance can be analyzed by the distance open to the vision in the driver vehicle to intending the overtake of slow moving vehicles. When the slow moving vehicle is moving in front of your vehicle, you just wanted to overtake that vehicle. That distance is known as overtaking side distance. We can see in that name only it is clearly given, overtaking side distance. Next, usually for the eyesight of the driver will be 1.2 meter over the road, that is capital H, 1.2 meter. Next, in the previous what we have referred, factors affecting the stopping side distance. Similarly here we are referring with some factors, that is factors affecting the OSD. First one is speed of the overtaking vehicle, next speed of the overtaken vehicle, because here we are considering the two velocities of the vehicles, one is overtaking vehicle, another one is a overtaken vehicle. Next, the vehicle coming from the opposite direction, because if it is a single lane road, okay, here our vehicle is moving in front of our vehicle, one more vehicle is moving, while overtaking this vehicle A, B, our vehicle is B, the one more vehicle C should not comes into contact. If this happens, automatically the collision will be between A and C. So this should not happen in a overtaking side distance. So this will be one type of factor considering the overtaking side distance. Next, distance between the overtaking side and overtaken vehicles. Next, skill and reaction time of the driver. Next one is the rate of acceleration of overtaking vehicle, and the last one is gradient of the road. We can, in the some cases we have already seen, the driver will show with the attitude of we can go very speed or we can go for very faster direction. That should not be in the driver's character, because it should be a skill of the reaction time of the driver. He should go in a safer side and safer distance. Next one is how we have analyzed the stopping side distance. Same here we are continuing the overtaking side distance. Here we are considering total three distances, D1, D2 and D3. Say D1 will be referring to A, D2 will be referring to B, D3 will be referring to C. The A will be distance from A1 to A2. Similarly, B will be B1 to B2, C will be C1 to C2. So totally there are three distances, which are these D1, D2 and D3. Next, in the figure we have seen, you can see clearly, this distance is known as a 3 to 5 times of overtaking side distance, because usually overtaking side distance is most important in case of the curved areas. So S1 is given a overtaking zone begins. Here we are starting the overtaking of the in front of our vehicle. This will be called as an overtaking side distance. Totally this will be 3 to 5 times of the overtaking side distance, and the last one will be S2 after overtaking, end of the overtaking. Let us see one by one. As I already told, D1 will be treated as a A1 to A2, D2 will be considered as a B1 to B2, and D3 will be C1 to C2. Actually this is a small correction, B1 to B2. Next, if the B is overtaken on a slow moving vehicle, as I already told, our vehicle is A, B is in front of our vehicle, C is a coming vehicle. We need to overtake this vehicle B. Our vehicle is A. In such cases, while overtaking the B in front of our vehicle, there should not be any extra vehicle, that is C, that should keep in our driver mind. This whole reaction time should be within 2 seconds. Reaction time I am telling, not a overtaking. So for this overtaking side distance, totally there are three parameters, D1, D2, D3. For D1, 0.28 into VB into T. For D2, 0.28 into VB into T plus 2 seconds plus 0.28 V into T. One is for our vehicle, one is for a slow moving vehicle, another one is for a coming vehicle in front of our opposite direction. So the distance, minimum overtaking side distance will be D1 plus D2 plus D3 for two-way traffic. If it is one-way traffic, there will be no D3, because we are only moving on a single direction. There will be no any opposite vehicle. So just we are taking as a D1 and D2. You can see in the example, this should be your assignment question. The speed of the overtaking vehicle and overtaken vehicle is 70 and 40. Obviously the 40 km vehicle is moving in front of our vehicle, our speed is 70, and respectively two-way traffic road, the acceleration of overtaking vehicle will be 0.99 meter per second. Calculate calculate the safe side distance, automatically calculate the minimum desired length of the overtaking zone, and the third one is draw the sketch of the overtaking zone as shown in the previous. Like this we should draw the figure. These are called as an side distance. Next one is next topic will be design of an horizontal alignment.